Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher, and I also love to doodle. So in these videos, we are doodling every day. Sometimes it will be a Zentangle pattern, sometimes it will be Zentangle inspired art, and sometimes it will just be a cute little drawing. So today I have my journal, and it is linked below if you want to download this cover and print it. I also have a Micron PN plastic nib pen. I have a graphite pencil for some drawing and shading and a little blending tool. All right, so I am using this April Doodle Challenge from cutelittlepaper.com. And we're doing some of the days, but not all of them, because I'm only recording Monday through Friday. So yesterday we made snails, and today is window with a pot of flowers. What a fun little prompt that I would never think about making on my own. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. Let's peek at our pages so far. We've got a little cake, some chicks, tulips, and snails. Okay, so go ahead and pick up your pencil. And we are going to draw the window first. So I'm just going to draw a basic square window. If you would like yours to be more of an arched window, you can do the exact same drawing. Just make your window an arch if you would like. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the window sill. I'm going to make it most of the width of my paper. And I'm using pencil right now, and then I will go back later and do ink. So my rectangle is about the width of my pencil. And because it's our little doodles and sketches, we don't have to worry about straight lines. Okay, now I want my window to be, let's see, I want it to be kind of tall, take up a lot of my space. And I'm going to go just inside that windowsill a little bit. So right about there. And right about there. So mine is about 3 fingers wide. Your fingers obviously are bigger or smaller than mine. That might not be the same size, but just so you get an idea of what size it is. Right now, very lightly with my pencil, so lightly, I'm going to put a line across the center and a line down the center, dividing it into 4 areas for our window panes. We did it very lightly because it's just going to be a guide, and then we're going to erase it. So up here in this corner, we need to put in a window. So I'm going to think about how wide I want the trim around the window. And I'm thinking about maybe that wide. But now when I get down to here, I don't want to make it that wide because it's going to be done again down here, and then it will be doubly wide. Does that make sense? So I want to go a little bit closer to this line so that when I do this one, then I have about that same width. So I'm going to go around the outside first. Jump down here. Not going to do this bottom part because that's where our pots are going to be. Down here, and I'm not going to do that bottom part. And then when we make these center ones, we want this to be about half the width of this one up here, so that when you combine it with the other side, you end up with the correct width. So again, closer here, closer there. And I'm just gonna start those 2 and then leave them alone so I can add in some flowers. Look at you guys, you drew a window. Isn't that great? Okay, so our flowers are probably going to go up into here a little bit. Actually, I hope that they do. So just remember, it's okay if you've got some lines in here. When we're drawing, we're just going to cross right over them. And when we add our ink, it'll look amazing and we can erase all the extra lines that are left. All right, so let's do two little pots. Let's do one over here and one over here. So this one is going to be like your basic clay terracotta pot. So I need a little base like that. So just another rectangle. And then the sides are going to go up and out just a little bit. And I'm making it go about halfway up my window pane. And then it has another rectangular top, and the top is slightly wider than those two lines. Okay, let's draw our pot over here. So over here, I thought it would be fun to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to do a taller one. And I don't really want it centered. That looks too like perfect to me. I like to have it kind of off center. So I'm going to put my pot right here. I'm going to make it go tall and then higher than the center point. And I'm going to put a slight curve. And then just check and make sure that these lines are pretty straight down. And then we can put on a bottom with a slight curve as well. And then at the top, go ahead and put in this little top curve. It's going to be mostly covered by plants, but we'll give it that little open area for right now. So happy that some of you are really, well, most of you are really enjoying these doodles. It is so different than Zentangle. It goes against everything that the Zentangle method teaches, which is simple lines repeated to make patterns. Um, but I feel like a lot of us that enjoy that also enjoy learning how to make little pots and flowers and windowsills. So anyway, I hope you're liking it. Okay, so the first one, let's put in, so I feel like now we should switch to pen. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to switch to pen. If you want to keep going in pencil, you can. But these flowers I want to put in here nice and bold. So here's my flower pot. My flowers are just going to be like in this area. And I don't really know what kind of a flower I'm drawing. I'm just sort of making something up. But I thought it would be cute to do like a little spiral and then just put little petals around it and keep them kind of tiny. So I'm going to do some more little spiral, kind of like a letter G, and then little things around it. You can change the direction of the spirals, or you can draw a completely different flower. I try to let some tuck in behind others. And then I'm going to put some thin, actually I'm going to ink in this pot first. Go ahead and trace that pot if you like how it looks. And then go ahead and put these stems in the pot, and I like to put mine at an angle like they're going towards the center. And these taller ones, you're just going to put in whatever lines you can. It looks pretty cute. And then I'm going to add just a couple little leaves if I've got room. And then on this side, I'm going to put a few little flicks to give it some shading, and we'll do some more with our pencils. All right, then I'm going to ink in this pot, but not the top. So I'm going to ink in the sides, the bottom, and then the bottom lip of that top part. Not that back area yet. All right, so for this one, I want to do some kind of like little daisies maybe. So I'm going to have these go up kind of tall and put in a little circle. And then nice thin petals. And it can go right over your windowsill, right over your window. Do another one. I'm so tempted to draw one that's like broken in half and hanging down because that's how all of my flower pots look. I don't know why. Somehow I end up breaking one of the stems and they end up hanging down. But I won't do that for this one. All right, so I just put in 3. Feel free to put in more if you would like. And then I'm going to add in some long leaves. I don't really remember exactly what kind of leaves daisies have, but I'm just going to kind of come up and do some wiggly little things. No one's going to notice the little details if your leaves are not perfect, but just kind of filling some things in. And then I'm going to take my pen. I'm going to follow that back line, just jumping over any areas that have leaves. And then for this vase, if you want to put in any striping or polka dots, you could do something kind of fun. I think I'm just going to do like small flowers. Mine kind of look like popcorn, but that's okay. And some little polka dots. Then I'm going to give it a couple little swishes of my pen to give it that little bit of shading. And then I'm going to ink in this top area up here. And if you would like to make this pot have kind of that top area, you can thicken and sort of round out that back area. Those are so cute. Okay, now I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to trace the windowsill. And if you want to do something fun, like, okay, I'm just going to do it on the bottom of your windowsill, you could put in something cute and decorative. Or you can just leave it like a regular windowsill. And then I'm going to trace these lines that come down. Again, don't worry about them being perfectly straight. And down here, if it bumps into a flower, just lift your pen and let it go. Do not ink in that middle pencil line. We're just going to ink in these little areas where the glass panes would be. And when it gets down to your flower, you're just going to sort of guess at where those lines are seen. And then we're going to draw this window pane down by the vases. And so again, we're just going to sort of imagine where those lines are and where they would come out. So this one right here, I'm going to go over, make that line. So cute. And then I'm going to put a couple of little flicks in my window to give it some reflection. And that's it. We did it. Isn't that so cute? So the only other fun thing that I thought we could do, if you wanted to add like the shutters, of course I don't think shutters would be inside, would they? But you could add shutters coming out this way if you wanted to. You could add like a little pot up here. Should I just do it? I feel like I should just do it. Let's just put in like, I'm just making this up in this moment. Let's put in a little bowl. And let's put in some little vines. I'm literally just deciding right now that it needed something else. Oh, that's so cute. See how it's just kind of growing all over? Do one more. Just putting those little tiny leaves on opposite sides of each other. Then you can round out the top of that bowl and add some darkness in there. Okay, I think that looks cute. If you don't like that, then don't do it on yours. But I think that looks kind of cute. Okay, I am done. I'm going to grab my pencil and just do a tiny bit of shading. So I'm going to put some on the inside of these window panes. And then when I get to a plant, I'm just going to jump over it and come out the other side. And I take my blending tool and I'm just softening these and pulling them out into that window a little bit. Isn't that pretty? It just kind of gives it that depth. Like the outside world is a little further away. Can also add some shading behind the vases. And I just used my blending tool. I didn't even add more graphite to the paper, but there's enough on there to just give it a little shadow. I'm also going to add some underneath this windowsill part here, just because that bottom thing is kind of bland. We'll give it a little bit of texture in there. And then on both sides of the pot where I put those little slash marks, those little lines, and push that out into the pot to give that illusion that it's rounded. Look how cute that is. And then if you have your Sakura Jelly Roll pens or you have something else you want to add color with, you can fill in the flowers, make them beautiful, color in the vase if you want. And I hope you like it. I think that turned out pretty great. Thanks so much, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Actually, no, tomorrow's Saturday. So tonight there will be a 15 minutes of Zen video posted. And then Sunday at midnight, so basically Monday, will be the mini mandala. And then also next week starts another 5 days of doodles. Thank you so much. Bye bye.